little different intro this weekend.
Yeah.
A little something new.
Like it.
Back from the motel.
Yeah, we are back from the hotel. Welcome back to the Bomb Shelter for our season finale. I'm Johnny B.
Copo Walker.
And I'm Doc Walker.
And together, we are Bombers Live, coming to you every weekend throughout the Great Lakes Hockey League season, bringing you the latest game results, stats, and sometimes some highlights from all 9 teams in the Great Lakes Hockey League. Today we have special guest, Bombers co-owner Craig Peterson is with us. We'll get to Craig in a few minutes. We'd like to start off as usual by thanking our sponsors at Pizza Station in Jackson, Wisconsin. You can dine in, carry out, delivery, great sponsor, great food. We'd also like to thank BG Decal and Apparel in downtown West Bend. You got a softball team or a volleyball team, you need some shirts made up, contact them. They'll get a hold of you, you can get a hold of them and they'll take care of you. Bombers Live birthdays this week. Monday is my beautiful wife tomorrow. Tomorrow is her birthday.
Hey,
Happy birthday,
happy birthday.
So happy birthday to my wife. I can't say enough about her. She lets me spend a lot of hours doing this, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. And she puts up with my hockey addiction, and can't say enough about her. Tuesday is you guys' brother, Ryan Walker.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you on
Bomber
Tuesday,
fan.
Ryan. Yeah, he goes to a couple games every year. Tries to. He's got some little ones. We
He
all
wears
know how
a
that
40
is.
jersey in the audience.
He does.
Say hi to him if you see him.
Wednesday is Nico Bellinger from the Marquette Mutineers. That's his birthday on Wednesday. And then Friday is Fond du Lac's Terry Zimmerman. That's it for our birthdays for this week. I also want to take one more second just to thank Mosiney's general manager, Carol Benshaw, for her hospitality. We were up there for the tournament last weekend. We had a great time. She hooked us up with a locker room, so we had a place to do that episode with the champions, who are the Fox Cities Ice Dogs.
Everybody associated with the Makers was great.
Yeah. So as far as the Bombers this week, folks, the West Bend Bombers did finish up their season last weekend. They had a fun-filled, exciting season again. They won both of their preliminary games against the Portage Lake Pioneers and the Fox Cities Ice Dogs. And then they took on the home ice Papermakers in the semifinal. We knew that was going to be tough. That game ended up going into overtime, and the Bombers would end up losing in overtime to the home ice Papermakers. It's probably arguably one of the best playoff games I've been to for the Bombers to see it go into overtime. You know, all of the semifinal games and the championship game went into overtime. So it was a great tournament. You know, it didn't turn out the way we wanted. We were hoping to bring that cup home to be on studio with us again for another year, but I guess the Ice Dogs are going to have it for a year. So so that's all we've got with the Bombers, but at this point, let's turn it over to Copa Walker, who will take you through some other news that happened this weekend around the Great Lakes Hockey League with the Gibson Cup. Up in the UP.
Yeah, there's still a couple games going on, a little series, the Gibson Cup. Some of you might not know about it, and then they opened the game in the newly crowned Kraft Hockeyville in Calumet Coliseum.
That's right. To them.
John and Jim Leach, grandsons of the late Doc Gibson, would drop the puck for the opening face-off for this game, and number 12, Jack Sturos, would open the scoring from number 11, Charlie Turner, and Cody Sivinen.
Yeah, the sniper.
No shot.
Back
And then
at it again.
Cal would tie the affair from number 27, Jacques, and number 3, Dudinas, and 88, Lightning Anderson.
Can't we call him Dudeness? I like that
I
better.
know you like
You're Royal Dudeness. I know that's not his
well,
name,
you'll
but can I
like
just
this
call him
even
that?
better. To open the scoring for the second period, number 4, Busano.
Busano!
Would get a shorthanded, unassisted goal.
That's awesome. I haven't gotten to say his name in like 3 weeks. That's great. I
know.
totally made my weekend.
And then 14, Savinen would get a goal from Mattawa.
Yeah, Cody back at it again.
And then 23 seconds later, Jack Sturos, 12, would get a goal for PLP from number 10, Foles. So, yeah, PLP's making a push through 2 after 2.
At Cal?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the newly named
Wow,
Kraft
that's kind of
Hockeyville.
surprising.
So your buddy Dudinas would get a goal to open the scoring from number 24 Fredrickson and number 40 Larson, and then number 27 Jacques would get a power play goal for Cal, or Jacques would get a penalty, 10-minute misconduct, and Sivonen would make them pay on the power play.
Oh.
So from Turner, and then to tie the affair, Locust, number 10 for Cal, would get on the sheet from Johnson and Rastello and Cheese, who that
he all stitched up.
He got a puck to the bridge of the
face,
nose,
yeah.
and I talked to him. He said he was wearing a shield for this game, and it was restricting his play. That shit was coming off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him he should get a blue visor to go with their blue uniforms.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But 4-4 going to OT, and
OT. Wow.
the fourth OT in the G, fourth straight OT game in the G.
Yeah, right.
And
Three in the
Lopisto, number 27 for PLP, would take game 1 from number 2 Harris for the Gibson.
For the game winner, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Manilow would stop 27 of 31, and Patrick for Cal would stop 35 of 40.
So that's Friday night, game 1, huh?
Friday night.
Wow.
So they'd take it back down over the bridge and go to the D.
Yeah.
And number 12, Manilow, would open the scoring for PLP from Foles. And then Mike Babcock would tie it.
The old man, eh?
Yep. From 12, Rippey, and number 2, Urkla. I don't even know why Rippey has a mouth guard, because he never has it in his mouth.
I know, he's always talking.
And then fourth period, yeah, he's always chirping. Fourth period, Mike Babcock would come out again and score from Jacques and number 6, Yo. And then 27 Jacques would score from Van Wagner, 21, and number 4, Busano.
Yeah, all right.
And then 88, Lightning would get on the sheet from Byring and Rastello and Cheese.
Oh, sure.
5-1.
Run away with it.
Yeah, 5-1 after 2. Then 88, Lightning would get on the sheet in the third from Rastello, 6-1 final. Manilow would stop 40 of 46. Series tied at 1, obviously.
Yeah.
And Carroll would stop 29 of 30.
Wow. So game 3 today.
Back over the bridge we go.
Home team hasn't won it yet. Both
No.
road teams won.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, game 3's tonight at 6:30, 5:30 our time. Maybe I can get some footage. We'll see. I'll invite everybody to a watch party if there's footage.
There you go. So that's all we got from around the rest of the Great Lakes Hockey League. We got that action from the Gibson Cup for you guys. So, like we do every week, we're going to turn it over to Doc Walker, who's going to give us our goon and sieve of the tournament. And then we're going to talk about the tournament happenings a little bit before we go to Craig Peterson. Doc Walker.
Okay, so let's get right into the goon of the tournament.
Goon of the tournament. All right.
Tournament.
Who was it?
And the goon is number 16 from your champion Ice Dogs, Mr. Todd McElrath.
Wow.
Yeah.
18 penalty minutes, boys.
Not surprised.
10 was in that championship game.
It
and
was.
almost cost him that game.
I could have,
And
yeah.
he was Goon of the year before, so.
Yes, he was.
All right, well, hats off to Todd. Something else we got to take home over the weekend. Yeah.
Okay, boys, and we also had a big sieve that weekend as well.
Ah.
Okay, and the sieve is number 1 from your PLP, Portage Lake Pioneers, Michael Turvinen, 10 biscuits.
Oh,
got
no. Not
He
good.
got bombed. Definitely.
Forgot he was playing hockey. Thought he was playing dodgeball.
Could have been.
Ah. That'll happen sometimes, especially in a tournament. You know, you have a tendency to have a couple beers, forget what
Maybe
you're
he
doing.
had some Colt baked goods before the game.
Yeah.
Hey,
oh,
no.
those cookies are great.
No, like you guys said, there were 3 overtime games, and not only that, there were 2 shutouts. Easy E had 1 shutout, 1-0 against the Dogs. That was an awesome game.
Yeah,
That
that was
was.
a great game.
And Cal, they had Ian Carroll, I
Yeah, we
believe
beat
it
the
was.
champs.
Yeah, we beat the champs. That's right. We're the only team to beat them in the tournament. So who knows? We would have made that final. You never know what would have happened.
Yeah.
And the other one was Ian Carroll, 5-0 shutout for the Cal. So 2
Yeah.
shutouts, 3 overtime games. what more you want in the tournament, man?
Yeah.
As a fan, it's awesome.
That was a great tournament. You've been going to these tournaments for a while. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was great.
Great hockey.
Yeah, some close games. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was nice that we were able to finally take the Ice Dogs for that 1-0 game.
Yeah.
That was a big win for us.
Yeah.
It was.
Too
Yeah.
bad that wasn't the last game of the tournament.
I know, I
Right.
agree.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. And it was easy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hats
We
off,
had a
easy.
shutout last year in the tournament as well.
I believe you're right.
So he's got 2 shutouts in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, easy. Just get 5 games to come play a game in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, shutout.
Yeah, it was a great
Easy.
tournament, though.
Easy.
I mean, we
Easy
saw
does it.
DePere get a
Easy.
win.
Shut it out.
We saw DePere get a win in the
Yeah.
tournament this year.
That was pretty
That was
cool.
cool after not making the tournament last year. They actually got a win. So
Marquette didn't
You know-
play too bad in the tournament. They hung in some games, and
Funny
considering
you guys-
that they didn't have Dallas, I thought Marquette played okay.
which they'll get him back.
Yeah.
So they'll be a different team next year.
And,
Yeah.
and we should mention too, the Dogs were what, 5th or 6th coming into it.
They were the 5
Yeah.
seed.
So
yeah.
I mean that was huge too
5
for
seed,
them.
right?
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that with them. You know, it seems like every year that, you know, they're just kind of middle of the road team all year, but then, you know, you look at the tournaments the last how many years, they're right there in that semifinal game somehow every year, and this year they're tournament champions. So,
And they were in a championship game not too long ago too.
yeah. Yeah, up in,
Yeah,
that
in
was
De
in
Pere.
DePere, wasn't it?
Yeah,
they
against
played
the
Forest
Piles.
Lake. Yep.
So like you said, they play good enough to get where they want to play, and then they just take it from there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
They
a
always
great
play good
tournament.
hockey in
Well,
the
you gotta
tournament.
remember,
so-
that's only their 2nd title in their franchise history. The last one was 13 years ago.
Yeah,
Dom's 2nd year.
yeah,
And like we
That's a
said,
dog.
we was thinking, Don was probably thinking, hey, we're gonna win this shit all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
no.
Right.
It takes a
Doesn't
while.
go that way.
No, you can get lucky and, you know, get one here and there, but it just comes down to them. You got to win them 4 games, you know.
Right.
You got to win 4 games in a row on that weekend. And if you can, that's all you need. Don't really matter how you finish the regular season. It's all about them 4 games. And
That's a tough schedule though
it
too.
It
is.
is.
I feel
grueling.
like we dealt with it too. The number 1 seed, you know, those couple times. Number
Terrible.
1 seed's a tough schedule.
Yeah.
We were
yeah.
wondering how Cal was gonna handle that too, like playing
Right.
late early.
Right.
You know.
I thought
They
number
won
2 was
those
okay
games.
for us. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we won it, we were number 2 seed. weren't
Yes.
we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a tough schedule for those guys who aren't used to doing that.
Well, that's the schedule that we had last year as a 2 seed, is the one that Cal had this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
They had the late game Friday and then the first game Saturday.
That's
Right.
because they were the host team. They
Yeah.
could choose when they wanted to play.
Right. So, but it worked out good for us. I mean, yeah, it sucks you don't get much sleep Friday night, but then if you do happen to get them 2 games, you got the whole day where you got your rest. So,
Right.
I mean, it's tough to schedule them games. You know, most of the teams in the G, we only got 1 sheet of ice that we're playing on. It's not
Right.
like you can have 2 games going on at once, and with the amount of games you got to play, somebody's going to have to play late and somebody's going to have to play early. You know, it's just
Right.
the way it works out. So,
Especially Friday and Saturday.
season
Seeding and host team affects a lot of it too.
It does, yeah. So, but yeah, congrats to Fox Cities Ice Dogs. They did win that championship, an overtime victory with 22 seconds left. They scored the go-ahead goal, take a 6-5 victory to win this year's Coleman Cup. So,
Lee, number 12 Lee got the game.
And the
so hats off to them.
Man, the number 1 seed has not hoisted the cup in 12 years.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
And the host team has not won it in 4 years.
yeah. More interesting tidbits for you guys coming out of our mouths, eh?
Boy, I
So,
learn something every day.
yeah.
Wow.
So, so that's about what we got from Doc this week. The reason we got Craig Peterson on this week is Craig Peterson is Bombers co-owner and GM since the team's inception in 2007. He's a former rink manager at the Keller Moraine Ice Center, affectionately known to as the Hangar by all of us Bombers fans. Now he is currently the director of operations at the Howard G. Mullet Ice Center,
Nice facility.
commissioner of the Mullet Hockey League, owner and founder of the Ice Stock Club of Wisconsin. Craig Peterson, both his parents, Dave and Sherry, they've been volunteering, you know, working attendance at the door since 2007 as well. You know, Craig's seen all with the team. He's seen the lean years, you know, but he's also seen us win. You know, we're 2 for 2 on the Keevan Cup appearances. We've won 10 of our 11 Veteran Cup matchups against Superior. We've had 4 regular season league championships. 2 of the flags are up behind us. And last year, Craig got to see the Bombers win their very first Coleman Cup. So, Craig's on top with us today, and welcome to the set, Craig Peterson.
Guys,
Yeah.
thanks for having me.
Good Good to have you on, Craig.
Yeah, no, glad to be here. It's exciting. It's nice to see kind of the behind the scenes look here too, which a lot of the viewers don't get to see all the
Right.
history in this room down here. So,
Yeah.
no, it's
yeah.
very cool, very cool. So and hopefully I brought you guys that stuff. So hopefully you gets those articles up and
Oh,
those
yeah.
programs up. And,
Yeah, Craig
add
was.
to your collection.
Craig brought us some very nice original newspaper articles that are framed from the very first Bombers newspaper article that announced when the Bombers were actually first coming to West Bend. He has that article, some old game programs. I mean, you know, stuff that to us as Bombers fans, hardcore Bombers fans, you know, that stuff is like just, I mean, it's like gold to us. You know,
Yeah,
I can't wait to hang it up
Right.
The
down
first year, each program was a different picture on the cover.
there. Yeah.
So
So
you
it's
guys
neat.
might not know that. It was cool to see some of that stuff.
Yeah, that first program, you know, we didn't have the team, so we had zero
Right.
pictures of anything. So we had to get creative for those first. The marketing package for the first couple weeks was with no photos,
Yeah.
logos, and you know, generic hockey pictures and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, once we got some games under our belt, we got some pictures, and then yeah, we produced a new program for every game for the first
It was
first couple
great.
seasons. Maybe I think we did a new
Yeah.
program every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or every game.
It's really
Wow.
neat to see that. I know that
Yeah.
stuff is expensive, so.
Yeah, definitely added to the expense of the first year.
But Craig's been around since 2007. I mean, he can probably, you know, take you back to memories probably all the way of our first home game, huh?
Yeah, so, well, a little bit about the history. So we started, actually my business partner, Tim Holtz, who I own the team with, back in 2006, we actually, he came to me and he said he had this idea for this, you know, this elite level hockey for adults, full check fighting and everything like that. And I was hooked pretty early. I said, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. Let's put it in that league.
Yep.
And at the time, being the manager at the ice center, we had open ice. I mean, we would shut down. I mean, Tim can say it too, and hopefully you get him on one of these
Oh, yeah.
days. But
Yeah.
you know, we would shut down the rink at 7 o'clock. You know, Friday and Saturday night it'd be dark, and it was a great. I mean, me as the rink manager was like, oh my gosh, you want to use ice on that I can't normally sell, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was a great fit, and we went to, so this is early 2006, and we went to the youth hockey board, and they, being a volunteer organization, they didn't want to take it on, and that could have been the end of it right there. But
Yeah.
but we
Right.
sat down and we're like, hey, we gotta push this through. We gotta get this going, and we brought in a board of directors of probably 15 people that you know, that volunteered their time and helped us kind of get it going. And you know, obviously we had no idea what we were getting into. I'm sure he would
Sure.
say the same thing. And
Yeah.
we went to that first Great Lakes Hockey League meeting, and they I feel like they didn't really, there was not a lot of fluctuation at teams. Like they had their teams that were set, and we were the, you know, these new guys coming in, and I should mention too, when we talk about history of our team, I mean, we're babies, you know, in
Oh,
the
gosh,
league.
Babies,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, we're 12 years, these teams. So anyway, so
Yeah.
Right.
but yeah, we went to the league meeting and you know, went to the teams, and that was their group of, you know, guys, and they did not make it easy for us to get in back
Yeah.
then. And we had to have a list of sponsors, we had a list of players,
Yeah.
we had to have our logo, our colors, a contract
You
for
know
ice.
now, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
had to have all that, you know, in place, and they voted us in. Our first year was probationary year.
Yeah.
We played all exhibition games,
Yeah.
Right.
which was tough for us, getting players to show up for
Yeah.
nothing.
They
you know?
still have the same rules in the rule book
Didn't
too.
matter.
Yep.
So,
Right.
but yeah, we were voted into that first year. We you know, they accepted us in as the expansion team, and you know, we had a fairly successful year. I always said we had we were always successful off the ice. We weren't always successful on the ice, and
Yeah.
we struggled for that for the first couple
Right.
of years.
Oh yeah.
We would print a couple thousand tickets for every game that we would give out in the community, and just to get a crowd there. And
That's
you know,
how
that-
I learned about the
that
team.
was, you know, that was huge for us. You
Yeah.
know, to have the crowds there.
That's how we got there.
Right.
Someone handed them to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Said, you guys like hockey, go.
Yeah.
You know, and that was a big expense too. Then, and I would like to say that the Bombers helped kind of elevate the rest of the rest of the league. Like, I think a lot of the teams in the league are now doing kind of some of the things that we're doing. Not saying that teams weren't.
Oh, at
doing
this
anything,
point now, absolutely. Yeah.
But you know, we printed tickets for every game, like we mentioned earlier. We printed programs
Yeah.
for every game. Like we, you know, we wanted to be very professional in what we put out
Right.
there, and we did. You know, we had 30 plus volunteers that were helping us out for the games. You know, it was a big undertaking. Our crowds, I mean, our home opener So we had not a debate. We had a discussion on the home opener, but the home opener was November 2nd, 2007.
Yep.
Against the Waupun Wolves, who are no longer with us. But we had, so many of you don't know, Tim and I had a third, I guess, ownership where there's three of us.
Partner.
Yeah, third partner, the Dietert family, Krista and Don Dietert, who really helped us get off the ground also. They did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. They had like a production company, and they brought in flat screen TVs that we hung from the ceiling. I think
Wow.
3 or 4 of them.
Wow.
Really?
And
Live camera guys in the corners.
they brought,
Wow.
Yeah.
camera
That's
crew
hardcore.
in, and they did replays. We put our sponsors up on those boards.
Remember what the commish said?
Wow.
And yeah, it was
What did the commission say about that?
Remember we were playing replays back live on there, and he couldn't do that.
Oh yeah. They didn't
Oh,
like the
for crying
replays.
out loud.
But no, so it was really cool. Like our first game, I remember I was doing, I think it must have been a Friday. I was doing ice maintenance on Friday, and these guys come in. And I didn't know what Krista kind of had all planned, but they're like, "Oh yeah, we got to get on the ice to hang TV monitors from the ceiling." They're like, well, I gotta be on the ice, like prepping the ice for tonight. Like you can't. So I was working around them. They were on lifts to get these TV monitors
Sure.
up on
Wow.
the ceiling, and I mean it was awesome. Obviously, we couldn't have done that without
Wow, I wish
Krista
I
and
was-
Don.
No, I mean, I can only imagine what it would cost to do something.
Well, and it was funny
like
too,
that.
because like they're in my way. They're like, they're kind of by the glass, but they're definitely in above the playing surface. And I'm like, what are you gonna do to protect these from getting hit by pucks? They're like, well, they're not gonna get hit. I'm like, are you kidding me? I get it. I mean, these are like expensive, high quality
kidding me? The
flash.
guys are gonna try.
Back then they were plasma TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Like
like,
plasmas were big dollars.
and I'm like,
Right.
all right, if you guys want to do that, that's fine. But
Yeah, I
and
wouldn't
they didn't. We didn't hit
I
them.
wouldn't
They were
advise
fine.
that.
Wow.
They were fine, but just
I don't think those would last the whole season.
TV cables all over the rink, and yeah, they had scaffolding up in the corners
Yeah.
for the video cameras
Wow.
and replays and stuff like that.
That's wow. That's crazy. I don't remember being in none of those
what
games.
kind of crowd was there that night?
We had probably over 1,000 for that home opener.
Wow.
I think it was like 1,400 actually.
Wow.
And
was the
it's
number.
Wow, we need to get more people like that.
Well, and you gotta
We need to get
remember-
back to
Holy
those days.
crap.
you got to
Where'd they all
remember.
go?
Well, yeah, right. Get this. You got to remember that was before the expansion of the Kentucky
Right.
Ice Center.
Yeah.
So, and in those programs I gave you, there's a really cool photo I took of the rink before the expansion. Now, so there was that walkway on the top, but there was no second level.
Right.
There was
Right.
it was packed, and we did that several games. We had well over 1,000 people, and
Oh, yeah.
it
Wow.
was 4 or 5 people deep along the railing.
Oh,
and
I
just
remember
all
That
of
stairs
it.
coming down where Rob does the siren,
Yeah.
I mean, that was packed with people.
Yeah.
Around both ends of the hockey rink. It
Yeah.
was-
we
it
need
was
to
crazy.
get back to that.
But But that is when we were giving away tickets for free
Yeah.
also. So we were making zero money at the entrance.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
we tried to find a balance. And we found out too, I mean, it was great to get 1,000 people there, but one of the main reasons that we developed the team was to, to have the rink profit, to have the Washington County Youth Hockey Association benefit from
Yeah.
us. And their main way that they benefit is the concession stand. And we actually found that if we had over 600 people, that the concession sales wouldn't keep going. Like they would kind of stop because people don't want to lose their seats. They didn't want to wait in line.
Right.
They didn't want to lose their seats.
Ah.
So we were kind of like, all right, so maybe 600 is kind of our sweet spot for most profitable for everyone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, we've obviously had some good consistent crowds over the year, and our earlier years it was hit or miss. People didn't always come to watch the rivalry. They came because they had free tickets. But I think now we have more of a following.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that was cool, and that's kind of the other thing too is when we first started off, it was definitely more of the crowd we were trying to hit was like the 21 to 30 crowd. We were looking
Right.
for those college age. Beer drinkers to make our money. That's
Yeah.
between admissions and beer sales. That's our only stream of revenue for a game night. So,
Yeah.
we really focused on that the first couple of years. Obviously, giving out tickets to bars and stuff like that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
We changed that a few years in. We didn't see that was best for the facility. It was great for the revenue for the Bombers, but we really changed that because one of our main reasons was to grow hockey for the Youth Hockey Association.
Absolutely.
So
Definitely.
we changed over to, we stopped giving away tickets at bars and really tried to focus on like the Cub Scout troops, youth organizations. We did a lot more out in the community. You know, for years we were part of the Celebrate Families Fair, which was like a resource fair for the
Yeah.
county. We would go do setup for that. We would do autograph signings. I know Tim Jr. and I did Cub Scout troops. We would go to Cub Scout troops and put on, you know, just a quick hockey demonstration and stuff like that. So we definitely focused our efforts on the families versus.
Oh, and it shows. There's a lot of families that, you know, they're at
That come to the
75,
games,
80% of the games. You
Well,
know?
and just,
Every
you know,
year.
compared to some of the other teams in the league too, you know, a lot of the other teams still are focused on that, are the beer drinkers, which
Yeah.
is great, and you know,
Oh, yeah.
that's a
Go to
great,
Eagle River.
yeah, and that's a great crowd to play in front of.
Yeah.
But you know, we saw the need to help grow hockey in West Bend,
Yeah.
and we weren't doing that with our 25-year-olds. We wanted to pull in the families, so.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we were pretty early on. We didn't charge for kids coming in the building. You know, and we did all of our intermission games over the years were really focused on. I shouldn't say all. Majority of them were focused on kids.
Yeah.
You know, just to get the kids involved, and yeah, we did what we could do to help grow it.
My kid loves going.
Yeah, and the players are always willing to sign autographs for the kids. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
it's a great atmosphere, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, that's the reason that we're all hooked on it, you know. We can bring not just us, but
It's a
we can
great
bring our
winter
wives, our
activity.
kids. It's
Yeah, great winter
it's a-
activity.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do in West Bend, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Not with a
in
family
Wisconsin,
anyway.
period, it gets cold, man. I know hockey rinks are cold, but at least there's no wind in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, that was kind of my main reason to kind of to get involved was to get that ice time and just to grow the Youth Hockey Association and during the time of the Bombers, we and Tim can say this too. The Youth Hockey Association had like 70 kids in the association, and I believe the Bombers played a huge role in getting hundreds of families into that building. That you know, there's board members now in the Youth Hockey Association that have kids that play. There's players that have kids that are now skating.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see, even though our history is only 12 years, it's cool to see that it's
That
already
cycle is starting
yeah, it's
already.
already started. It's already
That is
starting, so-
awesome for our
Junior
community.
Bombers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Junior Bombers. We have that juniors team that I think they got games this weekend, or they had games this. Yeah, I think they
I like their jerseys too.
So, yeah, kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
sparked some ideas
They
for us.
stepped up to the big boys jerseys now.
Yeah.
They're wearing our big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, the other reason too, we from day one. I don't know if and Tim can maybe mention this, and he's not on camera now.
Not yet.
but
We'll
I
bring him
keep-
in a minute.
But I keep looking over here.
Yeah.
But one I don't know if you remember, one of the main reasons that we went to the board of directors and kind of gave them our business plan for youth hockey, and we said our first year, you know, we had how much money we were going to make our first year, right? And we said the first thing we're going to do is we're going to buy panes of glass. Remember this?
Yeah.
Panes of glass for that what would be the north side of the rink, so our fans can see clearly through instead of that plexiglass that's down there. And I mean, I mentioned it earlier. Like, we had no idea what we were getting into. Like, we had planned on taking, you know, business trips to, you know, different Hawaii and having a board of directors meeting there. And
That would be awesome.
Can always dream big, right, boys?
Oh, yeah.
wow.
Drink big.
and one thing I learned from Big Tim is you fake it till you make it, and we've kind of been doing that. So, but we had no idea what we were getting to. We wanted to buy rink glass. Was our first project that we wanted to do for
Yeah.
the rink. And for those of you that stand down there, notice that we haven't bought rink glass for the rink yet. Now, we've had several volunteers over the years step
To
in
buff,
and clean,
clean, yeah.
which is great.
David
And
Allen.
my parents did that for a season. So we definitely still focused on that. But that was a little bit too big of a financial project that we haven't been able to hit yet. And I think what a lot of people don't realize, we talked a little bit about the expense of the first year. It was $35,000 probably, something around there. I mean, with everything we did as far as promotions and posters, you know, you guys see our game posters now.
Yeah.
You know, we printed tickets. We had
Our
numbered
tickets were just as nice as the game posters.
yeah. So, you know, we had a lot of that. You know, obviously we covered the expense for the hotel and travel and that all adds up. But
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
$35,000 with new, you know, obviously new jerseys, new uniforms. We had to pay for all of
Right.
that.
Yeah, you're starting from scratch, yeah.
So obviously that was quite a bit more than we had expected. We weren't able to give back right away to the rink, but you know, we've donated the part of the sound system that's currently in there. That unfortunately had some issues with this last season.
I can attest to that.
But I think they have a plan to look at
They
that
do,
and,
yeah.
and get that going.
Yep.
But we donated We had hockey gear.
The USA Hockey program
Yeah,
for kids
yeah, like
to
30
play.
sets of gear. So,
So little kids could come in and play for free.
we
Nice.
try, sheets
That's awesome.
sheets of glass. I mean, they got to be like $400 now. So
Wow.
obviously to get whatever that is, 20 sheets of glass, we
I
couldn't
think you
get
said
into that.
pain's like $400 or $500.
Yeah, so we
You don't really
did
wanna get a new one, do you?
right. That you wouldn't be able to pound on them either.
Right.
That would
No,
be you
no.
couldn't hit them.
They'd be
Um,
tight. We can't fix that yet. Sorry.
So little things like that. We always try to help out with or we did try help. When I was there, try to help out with try hockey for 3 days.
Yeah.
We installed the benches in the new locker rooms. Other projects. We helped change out glass a couple years. What else? Tim bought. So and probably no one really knows this, but so the youth hockey banners that are up there on the wall, Tim or the Bombers bought 2 of those. So. The Youth Hockey Association required the teams, if the teams won state, that the teams had to pay for, that expense of the banner, and so 2 years the Bombers bought the youth hockey banners that
Wow.
are up on the wall. That
Well, that's cool.
no one knows about that really.
Wow.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
I
just
see them up there.
from what we know about the amount of stuff the Bombers have done to contribute to, like you said, hockey in the West Bend and Washington County
Yeah.
area. I mean, that speaks volumes.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, obviously, and that was kind of my focus. I know Tim always says that we wanted to provide a higher level of hockey. Obviously after high school, after college, a lot of these players don't have places to go. They're not going to play, at a professional level. But
Right.
Yeah.
Tim was real big on
They
hey,
still
let's-
want to play.
yeah, let's give these kids a place to play where it's still, in front of fans. They can sign some autographs. It's high competition and it's
Yeah.
it's an elite level that maybe some of these players can kind of peak at. So
Yeah.
that was probably one of the main reasons was provide a place to play in West Bend that these players could play. So. Provide that, grow youth hockey, and give back to the rink. Where our main focus from day one. So,
Right.
and we've tried to do that as much as we can.
Definitely.
Obviously, we're a financial loss every year. We don't make money.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But yeah, so we try to do what we can as far as just exposure has been real big too.
Yeah.
And you guys know the Christmas parades and stuff like that.
Oh,
yeah.
That we do. So we do what we can to be out in the community and put on a good light for the
No, I
facility.
think hockey's definitely gotten bigger in the Washington County area since Bombers have been around.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely,
yeah.
It
Definitely.
has died down there for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
Back in the early '07 years.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, we have hundreds of families that have come in that building over the years and just exposed to the game of hockey, which is great.
Well, I'll give you an idea, when Scott and Tim played,
Right.
there were 250 kids in that club, roughly.
Wow.
Then you go to '07, when my last one was playing, there's like 65 kids in that club.
Yeah. It
Oh,
fluctuates pretty
just-
big then.
Just all back in the old days, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's when, families were there every night, every
Yeah.
weekend, doing everything.
Yeah.
It's a whole different, it's a whole different
Right.
system over there now with paid employees and,
Yeah, the other thing with the home opener too, I forgot to mention. Obviously, the TV cameras were awesome, but we had so the Dieterts. You know what I'm gonna say? The Dieterts had this production company, obviously with the TV and everything, and so it was a cool. We're like, oh, we should do lights and smoke and stuff like that. So they brought in spotlights, they brought in smoke machine. So what we did, because it wasn't really a good setup to kind of skate out onto the ice, because where we come onto the ice down there, we're like, let's get everyone over in the players box. They put up a black curtain, right? So like in the box, so you couldn't see the team. So we skate out there in the dark, where I think Don must have been running the
Wonderful.
smoke machine.
That is awesome.
So he's triggering that smoke machine. It looked awesome with the spotlights and the TV cameras, and we announced every player for our first game ever.
Yeah.
He came out and the spotlights would come on him. They would come out with a puff of smoke and everything like that. It was it was awesome. You got the TV monitors going, and so we announced all 20, 25 guys or whatever it was, and so again the main house lights are off, right?
Yeah.
And so after the announcements is basically national anthem and the start of the game. And so we kicked the lights on after the national anthem because we had the spotlights on the national anthem.
Okay.
And the building was filled with smoke because you couldn't see it when the spotlights are on.
Right,
It was just coming out with the players, right?
Yeah.
It was just a cool effect. How
Yeah.
some of the NHL teams.
Wow,
And
awesome.
we kicked on all the house lights, and it was just like, oh my gosh, we can't see. We had to postpone the start of the game puck drop until the smoke cleared out.
How long did you have to wait?
It wasn't, maybe 5-10 minutes. It was.
Okay,
It wasn't
so
that
that wasn't too
long.
bad.
Yeah, there was a lot of
That's
smoke.
awesome.
Opener, yeah.
That's great.
It was, but it was just like, it was one of those moments, just like, oh my god, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Again, it looked awesome coming
was
out,
great.
coming out of the thing, but because you can only see the spotlights where the spotlights were.
Right.
Oh
And they
man.
kicked on the house lights. We're like, oh crap.
God, why weren't we doing Bombers live back then? Eh? Did they even have Facebook back then?
No, that's
That's
when
a while ago.
But yeah, and actually we jumped on Facebook early. Obviously, we have thousands of people that follow our Facebook page,
Yeah.
and that's kind of our main way of communication. And we jumped on Facebook early before Facebook was made for businesses, and that's why for a long time, and maybe it still is, I don't even know. It says West Bend is one word,
Yeah.
West Bend and then Bombers,
Yeah.
because you couldn't have a company, and it wouldn't allow us to do West Bend Bombers as a Facebook page because they didn't allow businesses to have Facebook pages.
I think it still is that way.
Yeah, so there you go. I've tried there. I've looked at changing that, but that's why West Bend is one word on the Facebook page, because I was able to hide that with the Facebook people, that they didn't recognize that as a business.
We'll have to get Zuckerberg on the phone. Be like, hey, man.
Yeah. So yeah, we jumped on with that, and then they forced us to change over. They caught on eventually at some point, and you'll notice there's a huge gap of history on the Facebook page because not all of our data transferred over to our business page.
Oh.
However they did that, but yeah, we lost a lot of our history on our Facebook page.
Ghosts in the machine.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so yeah, just kind of some fun stories.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You've been around. You've seen it all.
yeah, no, it's been a
He's
great
done
ride.
it all, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Been a great
He's
ride.
even played for the Bombers.
Yeah.
Number 18.
Yeah.
We're having Craig on. Craig's. I don't know how many of you viewers have known this or not, but Craig is going to be stepping down as owner after this season. Him and his parents, they've been doing it for a long time, and it made more sense when he was in the area, when he was working at the West Bend ice rink. So
Yeah.
that was one of the reasons that we wanted to have him on and kind of give him an avenue to speak his mind and to thank him. And at this point, we would like to bring in the other Bombers owner. Everybody
Yeah.
calls him Coach, I guess,
All
or
right.
Big Guy or whatever, but we
I'm
want to
going,
bring him
guys.
in because he wanted to come on and thank Craig for
Right.
also.
I want to give him the boot.
Oh.
Well, now, so I officially transfer all my debt, my Bombers debt, to Tim.
All right.
So he's going to assume all my debt.
Better him than me.
And he will now assume 100% of the
John
ownership.
Bouvet didn't get the memo, huh?
What's the memo?
You check your emails, man.
Oh,
You got
God.
half of that debt.
Check your emails, man.
Is it not good to carry debt from year to year? Is that not a good business plan?
Oh, that's a good plan.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, then we're...
Well, you pay less in taxes that way, right?
Otherwise, you got to pay taxes on it. Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
So Tim wanted to come on and also thank Craig for his many years of dedication and service to the West Bend Bombers. I think Tim would probably agree that without Craig or without Tim, but I think without either one of them, you don't have hockey at this level in West Bend. So,
Nope,
from
sure
the
don't.
bottom of my heart, I would like to
Right.
thank both of you, especially
Yeah.
Craig, with him stepping down. I can't thank him enough, what this team means to me and these guys and our families. I mean, it's our living in the winter, and it's gonna be tough to see you go. So,
But
thanks.
I'm not leaving
Yeah,
the
he's
country,
not
though.
dead.
I know, but
Right, yeah, I'm not
still.
leaving the country.
He's
Yes.
not.
Yes.
He still has to do a couple things yet. He can't.
Yeah, I know.
He's got to participate in the golf outing. Okay, that's a
Oh.
mandatory.
Okay, well, last one
Alright,
for
I'll
that.
accept that. I'll accept that.
Rebecca's gonna need help on the Facebook page too,
Right.
with the Photoshop, so
Okay.
you'll be getting some phone calls.
Yeah, I'll
So
accept
we're not letting you go that easy.
Okay.
Your parents can go. They still gotta come to a couple games
They
every
can
year
go.
too.
They
Otherwise,
watch-
I got their number. I'll be giving them a call.
I was going to
otherwise.
say, they watched their first game in 12 years the other day when
Yeah,
you
they
guys
did.
ran the gate.
I actually sat next to
Yeah.
them.
They're like,
Yeah.
we're going to go watch a game. They're like, this is our
Yeah.
first
Good
game
for
we've ever
them,
watched.
and maybe they can come and do that a couple times a year at least.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
And
I mean,
honestly, I've never even sat in the stand there,
Yeah.
so it was kind of cool watching it with your parents.
Well, even
Wow.
my wife Jody and I, we kind of this year we
Is there any
definitely
photographic evidence of that?
I have witnesses, I think.
I
Witnesses
seen
are
it.
good. Witnesses are good, Mel.
No, I was gonna say
Okay.
even Jody and I, we definitely slowed down this year with our new volunteers. You guys stepping in and helping out, which is great. It should be I would think a seamless transition for the roles that you're
I
gonna
think
take
so.
on. But we watched more of the games this year too, and it was it was nice just to be able to watch. For years, we're Jody more too than I. Some of those years, we were running around and getting this, getting that. Rarely
Yeah,
would
I'd see her
I
at the beginning and I'd see her at the end.
Yeah, rarely would we see more than a couple minutes of the game. So yeah, we'll definitely be back to watch some of the games.
Good.
It's nice to see the product you created.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Well, and I got to say too, we obviously, when we had our first year, it was 35 volunteers to put on these games. We did a lot. We've had only a few people that have been here from day one. And you mentioned my parents. So my parents, and again, all volunteers. No one gets paid for any of this
Right,
stuff.
yeah.
And, so I guess Tim and I aren't the only ones that
Time.
lose money. Anyone that drives up there is donating their money to do this. So, but yeah, my parents helped out. Brian Pfaff has always been in the score box for us, so he was a big part too. That's just a quiet position that people don't really know about, but that's a pretty important position, obviously. And he's done score box. He did a little bit of stats, music. He's kind of does whatever he needs to do in that score box. So he was around for that. The other person that probably most people haven't even met, and you know her just
Sherry?
from singing is Sherry Eckert.
Yeah.
And she's been around since day one also. So she's our national anthem coordinator.
Yep.
And again, she's, it's just a position that's one less thing that someone else would have to do, and that's a big role that she filled. And every year I would always ask her, hey, you want to do another year? And she's like, yep, let's do it. So, just to have that, just brings that level of the performance up too, to have actual singers versus, recordings.
Versus a recording.
And it's exciting for people to come out and do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Security Rob too. So funny story about Rob.
Yeah.
He
Cola.
It's a lot of funny stories.
Oh, this is a good one. You'll like this one.
he wasn't always a volunteer. So when we first started the team, one of the requirements from the Youth Hockey Association was that we needed a security company there to do security because, 12, 15 years ago, it was
A college crowd, yeah.
It was a rough
Here in
league.
Martha,
brutal
when Fonny
league,
would come
yeah.
down 100 deep and they'd be sneaking people in the back
Yeah.
door with their flasks and all.
Absolutely.
And
And I-
wasty by halfway through the game.
Yeah, and obviously the league was there was quite a bit more fights. I mean, we definitely recruited some fighters to be on our team. That was a very important role in our first few years. But so the Youth Hockey Association required us to have a security company, which was a huge expense for us. So Rob
Parmar.
was on that security company. He worked for that security company and was there since day one. Now he didn't volunteer. Obviously, he got paid through the security company, but. And it was funny. Do we have 2 years? Did we have them for 2 years, or?
I think we did have them 2 years. Yeah.
And then so I Rob was he was hooked from day one.
Well,
too.
we had hired him when we did the first opening. We hired that company.
Yeah.
And he came with that company. That's how we.
And then we
actually
told
met.
Rob, told, and then there was a changeover in the board of directors, and they understood that, all right, we got this under control. We don't need to spend X thousands of dollars on a security company, so they didn't require us to have a security company. I think year 2 or 3 or somewhere in there. And I told Rob, I'm like, hey, thanks for being part of the team here, and unfortunately, we can't have you back. We're not going to spend money on a security company. We were only doing that because we had to.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'll come back. I'm like, what do you mean you come back? Why would you come back? We can't hire you. We can't pay you.
Right.
He's like, that's all right, I'll come back. And he's done that. He's had that role or a role because now he's kind of does the siren. But he's more head of security now. But it was funny. It was just like that was
He
kind of
quit
my
his security job to do it free for the Bombers.
yeah.
Nice.
It was just
How's
like,
that for some dedication,
but
huh?
I'm like, wait, what? Rob, I'm telling you, we can't pay you. It's like, no, I'll come back.
That's right.
So yeah, so that was cool, and he's been around since day one.
And,
Day
he's
one, too,
and he really is a fixture there during
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's there every day.
Everybody knows him.
Yeah.
Right?
Rob's a nice guy. He'll do anything for you.
Well, just, he took on the role. So we had 2 girls that would come out and skate. Actually, we've had a couple over the years, but they would throw stuff out in the stands. You guys remember
Allie.
the figure skaters?
Yeah, I remember Allie.
Yep. We've had a few that have come and gone, but these last 3 or 4 years, I couldn't get anyone to commit to that position. And Rob, he took on that role,
He'll run off and
tossing
throw
stuff.
stuff, yeah.
So yeah, I'll do it.
Back then, we were using figure skating club members,
Yeah,
the
right.
girls, and then
Yeah.
Allie played hockey, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't a figure skater.
She did some with the Admirals too.
And
didn't
then,
she?
Yeah.
She went on from us to there. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and then Allie's I don't know if Keith was her dad back then or her stepdad, however you want to put
Yeah,
it right,
yeah.
but they did our music.
Yeah, their DJ
music
company.
DJ
Yeah.
company in the corner there,
Yeah.
where you come out of the new
And that,
locker room.
yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
definitely something different for the league too.
Yeah.
That helped grow, and I think more teams now play music and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they
during
do.
the game.
Most
So-
of them do, yeah.
Oh,
Most of 'em.
Craig was, I mean, the Bombers, I honestly, the Bombers wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Craig Peterson. Seriously. I mean,
Thanks, Craig.
Thank you, Craig.
I'm
Yeah.
the muscle.
From
I'm the
all of
muscle.
Bomber Nation,
Hey,
thank you,
I'm the
Craig.
muscle on, the players' side and that, but he's this stuff here, the Bombers stuff, the logos, all that stuff, that guy created all that stuff. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we
Best
created our
logo
first logo?
ever.
Yeah.
We had like 4 or 5 of them we did.
I posted it. I think last year I posted it on Facebook. We
Yeah.
We were almost the Vipers. I
Vipers
guess.
and the
Well, I would take them
Sabres.
home, remember? We'd be at the rink till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'd take them home and give them to the kids, and no, no, Scotty, Timmy, no.
Well, it was Vipers was one of them. I had a really cool
It was
logo
a
for that.
tiger.
The
So
Sabres.
Sabres?
Scotty and Tim kind of picked the logo then.
Well,
We picked it, we just got their approval.
it was
Yeah.
the Bombers was definitely the most popular one.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the other ones were cool,
Yeah.
but people saw the Bomber. Yeah, we got to go with the Bombers.
Oh, it's the best logo in the league.
But
Yeah,
it was
for
it was
sure,
it
hands
was
down.
funny too. We had the Sabres logo. I remember.
Yeah.
So we had a youth hockey member on the board of directors. So we included them. We had a liaison. So we included them with everything we were doing. We were very transparent about everything. And we had. I don't know if you remember this. I had a saber, and one of the versions I had, so like a saber-toothed tiger, had
Right.
blood dripping on his fangs, right? And the youth hockey said, "No, you cannot have blood dripping from." I'm like, seriously? So yeah, we went with the Bombers, and actually the
Yeah.
first color we had was going to be red, gray, and black. And obviously Fond du Lac is
yeah.
kind of red, and
Yeah.
and we were talking about colors, and the reason we picked the orange was because no one else in the league at the time
It's
was orange.
great.
And
It's Halloween year round.
Philadelphia,
I love
everybody,
it.
everybody likes Philadelphia Flyer colors. I mean,
That's
it's-
right. That's right, they do.
yeah. So
There's some Minnesota guys in the room here, sorry to hear that, but
Yeah, the Minnesota guys wouldn't say nothing right now.
So yeah, that's how the logo and the colors came to play, and really that was it. Like, hey, what color's not in the league? Orange? Yeah, let's go with orange. That's cool. I mean, who would have
I love
thought that? We get people now that say we bleed orange and black
Yeah,
on shirts.
sure.
Like, who would have thought
Orange
that?
dreadlocks, orange
Yeah.
cowbells.
Face paint. Who puts
Yeah.
face paint on it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Crazy.
There's a guy out there that's known to do that
I did
too.
see a Mosinee
Actually-
fan with face paint.
Actually, I was laughing. I was watching that game, and I saw the kid up there in the stand
Purple.
with the purple. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure he pretty much copied you.
He probably did.
He had to,
I got to
down
talk
there.
to him.
Great.
I got to
Every
talk
team
to
should have
him.
a guy like that.
I got to talk to him after, and I said,
Oh, you did?
when we come up next year, I said, you put on yours, I'll put on mine, and
There
we'll
you
get a
go.
picture.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See, that's
I said, and you do it every home game.
Bringing-
Don't stop.
Bringing the level of the
Yeah,
league up.
oh yeah, I mean, this league is growing. I mean, yeah, it has definitely changed from when we first came in. That's for sure.
Fandemonium.
And with losing a lot of different teams too,
Yeah.
through 3 or 4 different teams that folded and didn't make
Oh, yeah.
it.
With
I mean,
Pond Wolves, I mean,
it's-
Monroe,
yeah.
Vernon
Hills,
There's
Capitals.
definitely been some-
Well, Milwaukee
Battalion.
Flyers back in
Milwaukee
04,
Flyers.
and I mean, it's just, yeah.
I would say there's definitely been some more fluctuation in the teams in the last 10 years since we've joined. But
Oh, yeah.
Well, and we were talking earlier. We almost called it quits a few years ago when they brought in the Brookfield Battalion, and so one thing about our team is that we have a really wide reach where we pull players in from. Like, it's several
Right.
counties. Like
Yeah,
other
good.
teams, they have Fond du Lac or whatever. They have their colleges in town. That's where they draw their
Yeah.
players from. Like our reach is Illinois, Madison.
Yeah.
We could Fond du Lac. We
Right.
pull from a very large area.
Yeah.
And when the league brought in the Brookfield Battalion, and Milwaukee, obviously we draw from Milwaukee too, and Chicago. So a lot of those players for the Brookfield Battalion, well, they just went there because it's take an hour off their drive or
Sure.
whatever. So we did. They have, was it a year and a half or 2.5 years they had a team?
Yeah,
Was-
no, I think it was, well,
One.
It was at least 2. I
my
think.
brother
2
had it,
seasons
I
for
think, one
sure.
year, and then
Yeah.
Bob Perry took it over.
So
maybe into 3 years.
So we were talking again. No one probably knows this, but we were talking. We were always successful off the ice, but we struggled on the ice some years. And when Brookfield had a team, that definitely we took a hit on that with
Yeah.
our players.
Yeah.
Obviously we're up for expanding, but that was just a little bit too close to
Oh,
us.
sure.
And,
Yeah. Brookfield's real close.
and we had talked at that season. We said, all right, this is it. Like, we can't pull players in We're not winning. Our fans are eventually going to catch on that our team is unsuccessful on the ice, and we kind of said, all right, this is our last year. Let's make it count. And that year, mid-season, Brookfield folded.
Yeah, well, remember, we were trying to mix them together.
But we
Because,
talked about
we were
blending
kind of
together.
on the fence, they were kind of on the fence. I mean, they were more on the fence probably,
Yeah.
but then we kind of
Well,
came to them.
And they struggled drawing crowds
Yeah.
over there. That was
Well,
one of their big
yeah,
things.
we-
They were, I would say, they had higher skill level on the ice, but
Sure.
they struggled pulling in crowds over there for whatever reason.
bad.
But,
Well, they're pulling from that Milwaukee Brookfield area too, which is a bigger market than West Bend. I mean,
Right,
you
yeah.
know, like Craig says, we have to draw from, the Waupun, the Beaver Dam. I mean, we were drawing from Chicago and Madison and all different directions.
yeah, so
Just
we
to get players.
were gonna have, that was our last year. We kind of say, let's make this our good one, and
Wow.
they folded. It was mid-season. We acquired some players from them, and
Yeah,
Kluger's
and,
came from them.
well, we
Well, we had
originally we originally had Klug.
yeah, we had Klug.
And a couple of those other
Yeah,
players that
yeah.
then
That
came
went
back.
to
My nephew played in Klug and Zajdowitz. Zajdowitz was the original one from,
Right.
and then when the battalions started, Rich Washer, which helped us out.
Yep. One of our
Yeah.
early coaches. Yeah.
Well, Klug had played for Rich Washer, I
Yep.
think AAA hockey or something.
Yep.
I think Rich maybe coached a little bit of AAA hockey or something, so that's why those guys kind of went back that way, but
Yeah.
eventually everybody comes back to the hangar.
Yeah.
Who doesn't
Right.
want?
Right.
Who doesn't want to be a bomber?
It's a good crowd to play in front of, that's for
A
sure.
good crowd, a good team, and again, the people that put it on is huge.
We should mention too the other two volunteers that have been around are John and Kathy Shire.
Yeah.
So John runs our
John,
bar.
for sure.
Kathy does concessions for the Youth Hockey Association. So John and Kathy, thank you also, and obviously all the volunteers that have helped out over the years. It's been huge. Obviously, we can't do it ourselves, and,
Yeah.
and
It takes a village. It's going to continue to take a lot of volunteers, even with Craig gone. So, Craig, again, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for the team. So, thanks for being on the set with us today. Thanks for everything you've done for this team. But like I said, you'll still be coming to some games, so we're not letting you go.
I
that
just
easy.
want to say thanks to Craig's parents hugely
Definitely.
from our family.
David Sherry.
Here's to the whole Peterson family. Craig,
Salud.
Dave, Sherry.
yeah, and my kids are back here with my wife too. So
They are.
they obviously. Hey, what are we doing tonight? Hey,
Only
we
one
got
of them's got
another
bomber
Bombers
stuff
game,
on
so-
though, you see that? Oh, that's Craig's jersey, that retired jersey. Oh, he's got a bomber coat on.
Craig wore 18 for the Bombers, in case you didn't know.
And the first unofficial jersey that was semi-retired hung up in Buffalo Wild Wings for
Correct.
Yes.
many
Oh,
years.
was Craig Peterson's.
Yeah, many years, and they remodeled, and I now have that in my house. But,
There you go. At least you got your jersey that you wore to hang
That's
up.
all. That's how tight we were with the budget. We didn't have any money to buy an extra jersey to give them. So
Here, take mine.
after I played a couple games, they're like, "Yeah, you're not going to play anymore." So
They are taking your jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Hanging up.
So yeah, thanks to all the sponsors over the years,
Yeah,
and volunteers and
and
everything like
just,
that.
yeah, thank you, buddy. Love you.
Yeah.
My best friend here.
Yeah.
So say hi to Craig if you see him in a game.
Yeah, definitely. Craig will still be around for you folks that want to say hi to him. Hopefully he'll still come out for a couple games
Well,
each
he's
year.
got, I know we're going to do the poker run this year again, so Craig and Jody, I'm sure, will be there on their
He'll still be around.
Harley.
Well, I'm a lifetime member of the Bombers.
Yeah,
So,
you
yeah.
are.
Right.
Yeah. So.
So, but what a better way to
The alumni group.
what better way to wrap up our season, I think, than having both of the owners of the West Bend Bombers on here. So.
Yes.
That's what we're gonna have for you. This is our season finale for Bombers Live, folks. Maybe we'll do something maybe after league meetings, bring you guys up to speed on what schedule looks like or something. But we'll see how it goes. But if not, until next season, that's all we're gonna have. I'm Johnny B,
Copa Walker.
I'm Doc Walker.
and we are off like a prom dress.
Go Bombers!